Hey guys, I was in North Vancouver and I was talking to my buddy Michael DeVisser, who's the founder and, I don't know, are you the CEO of Ohm Electric Bikes?
Yes, I am.
Sweet, Chief Executive Officer. So, I mean, the last time we were talking, we covered some of these bikes over here. I think what is this, the Sport and then the Mountain and the City. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's our current lineup of bikes.
They're fantastic, man. I remember looking at these and riding along and doing some things even in the mountains. How long have you guys been around now?
We'll be coming up to 15 years next year.
15 years. What is it? 2005, right?
2005.
Some of the early bikes that we looked at, where were we? Because this is, I've been here once, but you had another headquarter, right?
Yeah, so we've been in this location for 3 years. But when I started the company, we were out on my family's farm out in Abbotsford, which is about an hour east from here.
I remember that. Yeah, there was like this garage and everything. So it's great to see, you know, things are looking good and it's organized, and maybe even some new hires. Who's this guy over here?
This is Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hello.
Chris Campbell. I met him already earlier when we were like talking about doing a video, but what's your title here?
So I'm the sales manager here at Ohm.
Sales manager, okay. And you know, it's been a couple years, you say?
Yeah, it's been about 2 years that I've been with Ohm.
Okay. So how have things been going? Because, you know, I love these bikes. They've got the regenerative braking, they've got the throttles and everything like that, but you know, they use the BionX system, and I'm just kind of, fill me in, like what's going on?
Yeah, so we were one of the only companies out there as an OE partner for BionX. And so we really believed in the system and we built bikes on it, and we had a lot of success with that too.
Dating back how long? Because I mean, even some of your early bikes were...
Yeah, we were actually the first OE customer for BionX, so the first company to create a complete bike with the BionX system.
So like how the battery's all integrated and you were using the really nice display and everything.
Yep, fully integrated battery and using the standard motor. Yeah, building the frame around the system versus just adding the system to a regular bike.
Okay. Well, now that said, things changed with BionX a year and a half ago, right? When you were starting.
Yeah, so I've been here about 2 years now. And when I started, I saw, okay, Michael here has built an incredible product. We have a partnership between two Canadian brands to make something that's really unique on the market and performs excellently. And so I thought that there's a great opportunity here, and I was all on board and excited to work with this company to boost their sales.
Yeah.
And then we were thrown a bit of a curveball when BionX went into receivership, which definitely surprised us. And so there was that moment where, as being a fairly new person to the company, I was quite concerned for what the future would look like for Ohm, given that this was such a tight partnership. So
wow,
we did as much as we possibly could to get in front of it.
Well, you're doing that right now. Thank you for getting in front of it, because this is, if you know, it sounds like kind of a vulnerable position you were in, and now, like, if you're a customer or something, on the one hand, I'm looking at these bikes, these are brand new bikes, you're still selling these, right?
Yeah, and so that's where I think the fact that we put so much effort into making sure that our customers were taken care of made all the difference. And so right away, we bought up as much supply as we could of parts so that we could support our customers. We halted production of a later line of urban bikes so that we could retain parts to service warranty. And yeah, the biggest thing with that was that we just needed to support our customers.
Right.
And
now wait a minute. So Chris, if I buy one of these bikes today, because you're still selling them, and I'm like, hey, I like the Mountain, which I really do. It's got the D series, which is like high torque, the regenerative braking and the throttle. It's a very unique setup. There, you know, especially the way it's all integrated with the battery and stuff. We did the reviews and I loved them. But what does that mean for me? Like in 4 years, if I want to replace the battery or something, or if there's a motor issue, what are you guys doing, and how far out are you supporting?
We're going to be supporting as far as these bikes can still be ridden. So we still have supply of a whole bunch of the parts so that we can take care of them. We've learned how to rebuild the batteries. We can rebuild the batteries so that they actually have more capacity than they do now, so you can go longer on them.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we have a whole bunch of stock of parts right now, so we're supporting 2-year warranty. Anyone buys the bike, we've got you covered. After that, we're even working on a retrofit system so that if you really love your bike and you don't want to upgrade to something new 5 years down the road, we can still make sure that you're out there riding on your own bike.
That is incredible. Yeah. That is really cool, because, you know, sometimes you fall in love with a bike especially I really like this one where they did kind of the step through design, and it's a pretty well balanced system with really high end stuff like that headlight, the Supernova, and the removable color LCD. I mean, this is all like cutting edge stuff, and it's still unique in the space. I would say this is one of the best like hub motor e-bike systems out there.
Absolutely, and it performs wonderfully. It's just a dream to ride. And so for people who want to enjoy a fantastic bike now, we have you supported. We're going to support it as long as possible, and you'll ride that bike until technology has changed so drastically that we'll be on something completely different.
Yeah, and even then, I always like to remind people, you can still pedal an e-bike, you know? You take the battery off, and it's still just a bicycle. And a lot of the components and stuff on these are really high-end as well, some of the forks and everything. So great. Thank you for taking that head on, because I was kind of like wondering what direction this was going to go. And it's kind of delightful to see the bikes still here. You're still selling. People are still buying them. And you guys, what's going on with like being in this location? How's that going?
Yeah, so being in this location has been awesome. It's been what, Mike, 3 years or so now here at this specific location?
Yeah, it'll be 3 years coming up in August.
What's the address in case people are in Vancouver area?
Yeah, so we're at 930 Harborside Drive in North Vancouver, and it's near the Auto Mall, and also near one of the a famous chocolate shop.
Oh. Well, and speaking of community stuff and just this neighborhood, I heard that you guys were doing some bike to work stuff, or what's going on there?
Yeah, so last year we started a partnership with the North Van Chamber in the city, and what we were doing was we were trying to get more people biking to work. And we live in a particularly challenging geography here. We're on the side of a mountain, essentially.
Yeah.
And so even if you are super fit, you might not have enough juice in the tank at the end of the day if you're trying to cycle to work every day. So e-bikes really are a conduit to that, especially in this type of challenging terrain. So we partnered with the North Van Chamber of Commerce, and we put together a program last year, and we had lots of big employers trying it out. Let's take a whole bunch of employees and for a week test out e-bikes as a commuting solution.
Very cool.
And so we had a bunch of local companies do it. Arc'teryx did it.
Nice.
We had the Vancouver Coastal Health, so that's all the hospitals. They had nurses going out to visit people at home on our e-bikes, and
That's
it
cool.
was a resounding success all around.
Yeah.
But the most interesting thing about it is that they collected all the data, and they're using all that data to help go towards the province and potentially on a national level to look at more incentives to get people on e-bikes.
Fantastic.
And we feel very strongly about that.
Yeah, like I've seen, actually, I used to live in Austin, Texas, and they had a rebate where if you bought an e-bike, that you'd get a couple $100 back or something like that, and that was getting more people on bikes. And they've since added more trails. Like, how's the infrastructure around here been for you guys?
The infrastructure is definitely improving markedly. There's all kinds of places now where there's fully divided bike lanes, so it's not just on the side of the road where you could still get doored,
Sure.
but fully divided. And that is the big challenge, because I think in North America, cycling has been for cyclists, and in Europe, cycling's for anybody. And we want to bridge that gap. And so we want people who don't feel comfortable to have the infrastructure that makes them to feel comfortable to try riding a bike, to get to work, to get around town.
And you're involved with the community to do that.
Yep.
So you guys are doing great stuff. This is, from hearing about these and sort of almost the right to repair sort of thing, where you're committed to the product, not just for your existing customers, but ongoing. And then the community stuff is really cool. Now, what the heck is going on over here? I'm familiar with Benno, but can you fill me in here a little bit?
Yeah, so this year we actually started working with Benno and the local Canadian distributor for Benno. And we brought these bikes on to add to our own lineup. And
Okay.
they're a little bit different than the bikes that we make, so they don't really conflict with the bikes that we make. And they also do a cargo bike, which is a really interesting new category coming out.
Yeah, I see this is kind of like the mid-tail design, and there's room for like a child seat on the back and some extra cargo. So has that been popular for your customers too?
Yeah, I mean, we've had families come down, families with younger kids, so they want to take their kids out and go for rides after work.
Yeah.
So it's a really specialty type market, but people are coming down and testing it out and really enjoying it.
Wonderful. Yeah, I could totally see like maybe, one parent's on the mountain bike kind of thing, and that's like a sport weekend adventure, but then riding along with another parent who could kind of do some of the grocery getting and the child, transport thing. It's neat that you've got a variety now. People, can they come in and see these and do test rides and stuff? Or
Yeah, for sure. So we we do test rides on all of our bikes. People can come down. They just need to bring a piece of ID, and then we have some paperwork to do, and they can take the bikes out for up to an hour.
Wow. Okay. Get some chocolate. Sweet. Chris, can we just take a little tour here? I mean, this is some warehouse space, but what do we got going on in the back?
Yeah, let's go look in the back where all the magic happens in terms of R&D and new stuff we're working on.
Okay, no employees only, guys. We're getting some special treatment here.
So back here we have Constantine, who is our technical guru.
Hey guys.
Hey buddy, how are you?
Good.
So Constantine has actually been helping us a lot. He's doing things like he's learned how to repack batteries, and so if we want to upgrade some of those BionX packs to from 555 watt hour up to 700 watt hour, this guy's been doing that.
Wow, dude, awesome. And I'm glad that it's working, because I remember BionX had this big like proprietary software kind of stuff, and so you guys must have access to that. You can upgrade them without issue.
As the biggest and first OE partner, we have access
special
to some
privileges.
That,
and who's this guy kind of ducking in and out back there?
Ian.
Hey Ian, how are you? I'll give you a little fist bump. Boom. And what's his role? What do you do?
I'm a mechanic here, a technician, yeah.
Okay, sweet. Getting things dialed in.
On this bike.
Yeah. I remember you guys having a decent warranty and supporting your bikes pretty well, so it's neat to see it in action.
It's an older bike.
Lifetime on the frame.
It's got 4,300 kilometers on it.
4,300 kilometers. Man, it looks really clean
it rides
too.
like a new bike, it just rides beautifully.
Still going?
So
Nice.
there's 45K down the road there.
That's right. It's like the Speed Pedal X setup. Well, this is fun. I feel like we've done like a great tour, a little overview. I'm glad that you guys are, thriving and handling this well for the company, but also for the customers. It was nice to meet you guys. And Michael, thank you so much for having me. Any other thoughts before we head out?
We can take a quick look at this bike. So, say 4 to 5 years down the road, if there's no more supply of BionX parts, then we have developed a substitute system. So this is a motor company that actually used to make some of the parts of the BionX motor.
Interesting.
And so we partnered with them to make a motor that's similar in power and performance. And it's got an integrated torque sensor, so it's
it's similar feel.
Yeah, similar feel than the BionX motor.
Okay, and then this is like an external pack, but you also repack the old shells too.
Yeah, we can repack the old shells, but there's also retrofit batteries available that will fit on that frame as well.
Wow, this is just above and beyond. Like really, really, thank you for adding that in there. Any last pieces of feedback? I feel like we missed one team member. Where is she? Where's Josie?
Yeah, where's Josie?
Come on, Josie, come on out. She's been like your design person, right?
Josie has totally transformed the look of Ohm since she's joined, and she's been absolutely instrumental.
I hear that
she's done all these t-shirts, she's done all of our new marketing, and she's really helped in growing the company.
Hey, how are ya?
I'm good, how are you?
It's always fun to meet the team, so just wanted to say hey. You've done some of the flyers and some of the design work. Did you do that up there? High five, rock on. Well, I love meeting the team and just introducing. You guys might meet some of these people if you stop by their headquarters here. Very nice, very nice. I think that's about it, you guys. Thanks for hosting me and just giving me the updates. It's nice to get kind of the official word on this stuff. I care about you guys. When I do reviews, a lot of times it's a brand new bike and the actual long-term performance is questionable, so getting to see how well they're supporting the product and also thinking about maintaining systems that might otherwise be kind of falling off, it's just great. It's heartwarming. So chime in with any questions or comments. These guys might be able to help answer. We've also got the forums and stuff. Ride safe. Love you. We'll see you next time.